Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crochet. In this video we're going to learn how to crochet an amigurumi heart, and this is how it'll look like. The yarn that I'm going to be using is Alize Cotton Gold Plus, which is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, 353 ounces and 361 yards, and it's a medium weight yarn. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to start. Now let's start and see how we're going to create the heart. I am going to start with my magic circle, so I'm going to take the yarn and wrap it around my two fingers once and bring it on the top left. I'm going to put my hook under the right yarn over the left, and I'm going to bring it over. Okay, wrap your hook around once, grab the left yarn and pull it through the loop. Having done this, we have made our first chain. And what we want to do now is we want to crochet 6 single crochet in the center of our magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Grab the yarn that you started your magic circle with and tighten it up. Now put your hook in the first single crochet for this row and work a slip stitch and a chain 1. Now we're going to start row 2, where we're going to work 2 single crochet in every stitch with a total of 12 single crochet at the end of this row. So let's start. First stitch, 1 and 2, next one, 3 and 4, next one, 5 and 6, next one, 7 and 8, next one, 9 and 10, and our last one, 11 and 12. Put your stitch marker in the last single crochet for this row, and now we're going to start row 3, where we're going to work increases in every second stitch, and at the end of row 3 we're going to have a total of 18 single crochet. Starting with our first stitch, work 1 single crochet, second stitch, work 2 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 and 2. Now repeat the pattern from the beginning. First stitch, 1 single crochet, second stitch, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So keep working this pattern up until you complete the row where you're going to finish in your stitch marker, and you're going to have a and it's going to be an increase right here in the stitch marker. So at the end of this row we're going to have a total of 18 single crochet. I completed row 3 with a total of 18 single crochet, and I put again my stitch marker in my last stitch. Now I'm going to start row 4, in which I'm going to work increases in every third stitch with a total of 24 single crochet. So starting from the first stitch, 1, 2, and in the third stitch work your increase, 1, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So first stitch, 1 single crochet, second stitch, 1 single crochet, third stitch, work your increase, 1, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So keep working the pattern up until you complete the row where you're going to have your last increase in your stitch marker. I completed row 4 with a total of 24 single crochet. Now we're going to work off camera rows 5 through 8, a total of 4 rows with 1 single crochet in every stitch, a total of 24 single crochet in every row. Always put your stitch marker in your last stitch so you don't get confused. So rows 5, 6, 7, and 8 off camera with 1 single crochet in every stitch. I've completed up to row 8 with a total of 24 single crochet. Now put your hook in the first stitch for this row and work a slip stitch, chain 1. Okay, cut the yarn and leave a kind of long tail so we can sew this first part to the second part of the heart. Okay, so pull the loop and tighten up. Now what we're gonna do off camera, go ahead and weave in the end in the center of the magic circle and make another piece with the same exact stitches up to row 8, and do not cut the yarn and do not slip stitch. When I turn my video back on, we're going to see how to continue. So just make another part up to row 8 in the 24th stitch and leave the stitch marker in there. And when I turn my video back on, we're gonna see how to continue. So I have completed the first part that we did together, and we cut the yarn in the 8th row. Now we are in the 8th row as well in the second part, but do not cut the yarn and do not slip stitch. Leave your work as it is in the 24th stitch in the 8th row. And also leave your stitch marker on so you don't get confused, okay? So what we're going to do now in the part that we did not cut the yarn and we have our yarn still attached on, count a total of 12 stitches starting from the first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the 12th stitch, put a stitch marker in. Okay. So now on the other part where we have our tail, put the yarn in your needle, and in your last stitch right over here, put the needle from the inside through the outside in the last stitch. Now take out your slip stitch, your stitch marker, and put your needle in from the outside through the inside in that 12th stitch. Now we're going to sew together the next stitch as well. So go 1 stitch to the left on the front side and 1 stitch to the left on the back piece as well. So we're stitching together the 12th and the 13th stitches of the 2 pieces of our heart. Okay, so take your needle once more through that 13th stitch and make a knot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue working around those 2 pieces, and now we're going to see how to do that. Okay, so leave your stitch marker on, and we are going to start row 9 by crocheting 11 single crochet on the first piece, 22 single crochet in the second piece, and 11 single crochet on the last piece to finish off row 9. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch except those 2 stitches in the middle that we sewed together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now the next stitch is the one that has been sewn. This stitch as well is the one that has been sewn to this part, so jump to this stitch over here, which is your first single crochet of the second piece of the heart. Okay, so I was in stitch 11 over here. So now we're going to start counting from the beginning again up until stitch 22. So 1, next stitch, 2. So keep crocheting up until you have 22 stitches in the second piece. And again, when you reach this point right over here, skip the stitches that have been sewn together. So once you reach the 22nd stitch, jump to the first piece of the heart and crochet your last 11 single crochet, in which the 11th is going to be the one with the stitch marker. I've completed row 9, so we have 11, 22 and 11 stitches, a total of 44 single crochet. Now we're going to start row 10, in which we're going to work a decrease in the beginning, then 20 single crochet, a decrease, and again 20 single crochet, which leaves us with a total of 42 single crochet in the end of row 10. So we're going to start with a decrease, so we're going to work together the first and second stitches. Put your hook in the first single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the second single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. Now we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the next 20 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my video back on when I reach 20, so we're going to work together the next decrease. I've worked my 20 single crochet, and now I'm at the point where I'm going to work the decrease again. So if it helps you to continue counting, we're going to work together stitches 21 and 22, but I like to go from the beginning again, since the pattern repeats. So it was a decrease and 20 single crochet, so now I'm going to work a decrease again. So I'm going to work together stitches 1 and 2. So put your hook in the first single crochet and hold the loop on your hook, second single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. Now keep working 20 single crochet up until you complete row 10, in which your 20th, your last single crochet, is where you have your stitch marker. I've completed row 10 with a total of 42 single crochet. My last stitch is where I had my stitch marker, so I added the stitch marker in the last single crochet again. And now we're going to start row 11, in which we're going to have a total of 38 single crochet, and we are going to start with a decrease, then 17 single crochet, 2 decreases together, 17 single crochet, and then decrease. So by beginning and ending with a decrease it's the same thing as having the 2 decreases back to back, as we're going to have on this side of our heart. So let's go ahead and start by crocheting the first 2 stitches together. So put your hook in the first single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the second single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. Now go ahead and work one single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. I did my 17 single crochet, and now we're going to work 2 decreases back to back. So put your hook in the next single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the next single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. So we worked those 2 single crochet together. So let's go ahead and crochet the next 2 single crochet together as well. So put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn, pull through all of those 3 loops. Now go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches. I worked my 17 single crochet, and now I'm left with my last 2 stitches, the second before last and the last in which I have my stitch marker. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker and I'm going to work my last decrease. So put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn, pull through all of those 3 loops. Put your stitch marker in the stitch that we just created. Now we're going to start row 12. Well, we finished row 11 with a total of 38 single crochet. We're going to start row 12 with a total of 36 single crochet, in which we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the first 17 stitches, then decrease, then 17 stitches and decrease to finish our row. So let's go ahead and start. 1, 2, and keep crocheting up until you have 17 single crochet. I worked my 17 stitches, and now we're gonna work the decrease together. So put your hook in the next stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the next stitch as well and hold the loop on your hook. We have 3 loops. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. So now go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each of the next 17 stitches again. I did my 17 single crochet and I'm left with my last 2 stitches. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker and put your hook in the next single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the next single crochet and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. Again, put your stitch marker in the last stitch that you just created. And we finished row 12 with a total of 36 single crochet. Now we're going to start row 13, in which we're going to be left with 30 single crochet, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the first 4 stitches, and then the 5th and 6th stitch are going to be worked together to form a decrease, and we're going to repeat that pattern around. So 1 single crochet in each of the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next 2 stitches are going to be worked together. So put your hook in the 5th stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the 6th stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. Let's work this step one more time together. 1 single crochet in each of the first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 5th and 6th stitches are going to be worked together to form a decrease. So put your hook in the 5th stitch and hold the loop on your hook. In the 6th stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. So keep working that pattern around up until you complete the row. I completed row 13 with a total of 30 single crochet. My last 2 stitches were my last decrease for the row. Now we're going to start row 14, in which we're going to be left with 24 single crochet. We're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches and then decrease. So let's start. 1, 2, 3 single crochet. Put your hook in the 4th and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the 5th and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. So keep repeating the pattern up until you complete the row, in which your last decrease is going to be in your last 2 stitches. I've completed row 14 with a total of 24 single crochet. My last 2 stitches were my decrease, in which the last stitch was the one with the stitch marker. Now we're going to start row 15, in which we're going to be left with 18 stitches, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. The 3rd and 4th are going to be worked together, and we're going to work this repetition a total of 6 times around, and we're going to be left with 18 single crochet. So let's go ahead and start 1 stitch in the first stitch, 1 stitch in the second stitch. The 3rd and 4th are going to be worked together to form a decrease. Put your hook in the 3rd and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the 4th and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn and pull through all of those 3 loops. So keep doing that pattern around up until you reach your stitch marker, which is going to be your last stitch to work your decrease. I've completed row 15 with a total of 18 single crochet, and this is how our heart looks like so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work a chain so my work doesn't frog. I'm going to take out the stitch marker and I'm going to start stuffing. So we want to stuff enough, and we want to be putting stuffing on both sides of our heart. Okay, so this is how our heart looks like when it's stuffed. Now, Frogger chain and put your stitch marker back on. And we're going to start row 16, in which we're going to work 1 single crochet around a total of 18 single crochet. Starting from the first stitch, 1, 2, and keep working up until you have 18 single crochet. I've completed row 16 with a total of 18 single crochet. Now we're going to stuff it a little more, and we want to stuff enough so our heart is chunky. Okay, so stuff up until you like the result of your heart. Now we're going to start row 17, in which we're going to be left with 12 single crochet, and we're going to be working a single crochet in the first stitch. The second and third are going to be worked together to form a decrease. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, the second and third stitches are going to be worked together. So we're repeating this step a total of 6 times around. We did the first, so 5 more. And our last stitch again is going to be where we have our stitch marker. And at the end of this row, we're going to have a total of 12 single crochet. I've completed row 17 with a total of 12 stitches, and go ahead and add a little more stuffing. Okay. And now we're going to start row 18 with 1 single crochet in every stitch, a total of 12 single crochet. So go ahead and do that off camera, and when I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on again. I've completed row 18 with a total of 12 single crochet. Add a little more stuffing. And now we're going to start row 19, in which we're going to be working every 2 stitches together. So we're forming decreases all along a row, in which we're going to end up with 6 single crochet. So let's work the first 2 stitches together. So put your hook in the first stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Put your hook in the second stitch and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn, pull through all of those 3 loops. So keep repeating this step up until you complete the row, and we're going to end up with 6 single crochet. I've completed row 19 with a total of 6 stitches, and you can add a little more stuffing. So let me take out the stitch marker so it's easier for me to do that. You can add, if you think, a little more stuffing right here in the center. Okay, I'm not going to put the stitch marker back on because I'm not going to be able to work my last row. Now we're going to start the 20th row, in which we're going to work 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Second and third are going to be worked together. 1 single crochet in the first stitch. Second and third are going to be worked together. So we are repeating this step twice, and we're going to be left with 4 stitches. It's going to be very, very difficult to do those stitches. So first stitch, we're working a single crochet. Second and third are going to be worked together. Put your hook in the second, hold the loop on your hook, put your hook in the third and hold the loop on your hook. Grab the yarn, pull through all of the 3 loops. Now put your hook again in the first stitch and work. Okay, so put it in the first stitch and work 1 single crochet. And our last 2 stitches of the row in which we have to work them together to form a decrease. So second and third stitches. Okay, so second and third stitches are being worked together to form a decrease. And now put your hook in the first stitch of this row. If it's possible, if not, just chain 1 and cut the yarn. So I'm trying to put my hook in the last stitch. And slip stitch. Let me try one more time. Yay, so I worked my slip stitch. Chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the loop and tighten up. Now spread your stuffing all inside your heart. Okay, weaving the end in the bottom over here in the point of your heart. At this point I've completed my amigurumi heart, and this is how it looks like. Now, there are several ways that you can use this heart. You can make it a keychain in which you can add a yarn and work some chains, or you can add links and put the keychain on the top. You can put a stick under here with some hot glue, and you can make it look like a lollipop. You can attach it on a bear or a bunny or anything that you want to make for Valentine's Day. There are several ways that you can use this amigurumi heart. So thanks for watching, please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment. Thanks again, bye bye!